It's live right here on the Fear Fishing Experiment.
Report suspicious activities and call 911 for immediate response. Expect delays, searches of personal property, and restricted access to public buildings. Expect traffic delays and restrictions.
Me on a smallmouth bass. Hold that up. Shot. Oh my gosh, that's a big fish.
You know what? It turned out into like cinematic genius. It's just beautiful.
The idea is just keep rolling.
Navigating your way on and off the water. Now, here's your host, Ian West.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I was upstairs hanging. I'm your host, Ian West. Give this a like and a share. That'd be much appreciated. If you're on the YouTube, hit subscribe. I almost missed the show.
Nice for you to show up.
Wow, like I just happened to look at my phone at the comments, and then I was like, oh no, they're playing the opening. Dudes.
No, the opening was over.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But you're always late.
Yeah,
I know. Oh, I got to turn this down. Oh my gosh, it went crazy.
Yeah, I was calling in Mark.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you guys making like back plans?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got this, buddy.
Can you just whistle for that dog and shut the door?
Yo.
KC.
Here, hold on. Let me give her a buzz on the old Garmin. That makes my thing skip. Anyway, guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks for showing. Are you drinking this?
No, that's not
Okay,
mine.
I'm just going to put this right here. So, because I'm going to read some comments. You're doing the YouTube? Okay, I'm going to do the Facebook.
There you go.
Hit subscribe, hit like, hit share. Let's grow this.
Yeah, man.
We need your
Get those
help.
questions on.
So you got to build the algorithm on Facebook. If you guys are watching and you don't hit like, you're not helping the situation.
The algorithm.
The algorithm. If you do hit it and you leave a comment, boom, boom, she blows. It gets bigger. So on the YouTube, leave a comment, do all that jazz.
Yes.
Yes.
Now. Don't wait. Now.
Guys, I'm down 35 pounds. I used to weigh 230 when COVID started. Just weighed myself upstairs 195.
And you got probably 5 pound of beard.
Yeah, I know. And I had keys in my pocket.
Can we trim that tonight?
No.
We did talk about this.
We should trim your beard.
yeah.
did. It
like,
does need
There's 3 people out of 4
It badly
agree.
needs. So here's the options. And throw this in the comments. We can let's do this kind of thing tonight where we ask the public their opinion. Should I trim it?
Or should they let me trim it?
No, that's not happening.
Or
That's an option.
That's not happening.
That's an option.
If anybody here, I
the
would
best option
I'd let
is
Woody
you,
trim
you
it.
trim the left half, I'll trim the right
I'd
half.
let Woody trim it. He's a perfectionist.
Wait. Mark's got
Not you
a
two.
pretty good option.
Yeah.
I've seen you guys fish.
Mark's
I'm not
got
letting
a
you
pretty
trim
good
my
option.
beard.
Mark gets the right half, I get the left half. That's an option.
No.
Dude,
So
it's a win-win.
Here's the 2 options that I'm throwing out there that I will agree to. I'll trim it to its regular short on the sides, a little puff in the middle. Or, because it's getting close to hunting season, we'll just grow this till December. Just freak nasty.
I like our option.
Yeah,
no,
me
that's
too.
not happening.
Me too.
Teamwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good at teamwork.
Well, we voted and you lost.
Yeah, you lose.
This is not a votable option.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure you're only 195 pounds and we can hold you down.
No, I probably would have stood
you ever seen
I
them?
probably would have stood a better chance at 230.
Have you ever seen those haircuts they get with the blow torches?
That's
I'd
not
like to
happening
try
either.
that.
You hear that? It's like Velcro.
I could hear that from here.
It's weird, eh? Woody, what are you down to?
260 now.
260. You're looking good, man.
Yeah,
You're looking thin.
Thanks, man. Yeah, from 321.
Good
Wow.
for you, buddy.
Oh, my goodness. You guys got to tell me your secret.
Gunner Ever says grower.
Yeah, because you haven't lost nothing.
Shut your mouth, Mark.
You have a secret?
What? I have a
He
secret?
wants to see your weight loss secret. You guys eat grapefruit or
no.
what?
So I've been walking more. So when COVID happened, on the average day, I was walking between 23 and 3,000 steps. Now, with Casey, who eats couches and needs exercise.
3,000 steps. That's like half your daily suggested or whatever.
Yeah, I wasn't even
6,000.
coming close. I wasn't like, you don't need to walk fishing.
No.
The biggest walk I made in
I
2019
do.
was
Back
in my
and
tree
forth
stand.
to the live well. I do a lot of walking.
So, not Saturday. So now my steps, I'm getting up at 5 in the morning. I'm walking Casey, and then when I get to the East Hill, I take Casey out in the backfield, and we walk again, and then we do the day around the store. And when I get home every night, I like to take her for a walk, averaging between 18,000 and 26,000 a day.
What?
And I've cut way down on the eating. I'm probably should eat more. I'm gonna really fade away. But I did the Joe Rogan thing, and I've been like eating huge dinners and then not eating till the next dinner.
Are you sure you're not smoking crack?
Well, that too. And for the last week and a bit, I haven't been drinking beer, so I really tried some
That's
pounds.
big. Yeah.
It's pretty simple math, right?
Yeah, calories, in versus calories out. And the other thing is that I had a lot of beer guttage, so I thought that if I just don't drink beer for a while, I'll cook some of that fat because I was getting like skinnier other
Losing
places.
the belly?
I'm losing the belly.
Because I got a belly and I don't even drink beer, so I don't know.
I was as soon as I stopped the beering, I like really started losing belly.
I blame Dairy Queen. And
I feel like I'm
Dairy.
gonna get like a little too much skin loop here though. Might need a tummy tuck
You're
if
gonna have a
anybody out
flap?
there. A flap, yeah. No, my gosh.
I got a question from RP Rogue One on YouTube right away. What are all the boats the boys run?
I won a Stratus 201 XL with a big mark on the back.
I run a 1986. That's right, 1986. Probably older than you. Winter tournament, 18 foot with a 150 Evinrude.
I love that boat.
It's a great boat. You know, that was my starter boat 10 years ago, and I don't know. I just know that boat. I know it's never let me down, and
Yeah, I love that boat.
it's a great little boat. And it doesn't look like it's an 86 either. It's
Yeah, I run a 40th anniversary Ranger Z520 with a 250 Evinrude HO on the back. Couple
I
of
had one of
poles
and Mercer runs a what is it?
96, a 96 393 Ranger, I think. That's it's something like that.
that is totally custom.
It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
That boat.
And then Marley's got a custom
And
boat
it
too.
says his sticker on the side of his motor says 200, but that motor came from a guy that built race motors. For folks. It ain't a 200.
Yeah, yeah.
That thing's got thunder. It is. That's a great boat. You don't have to have the newest boat. I think that's overplayed sometimes.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big
you don't
time.
even need a bass.
You know, I was on the live release boat this weekend for the Tri-Lakes event on Sunday afternoon. That's where I went after I left you guys. And, you know, you got a lot of guys that got real nice boats, and then you got guys that are coming out there in their custom, whatever they've done to their own boat.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, all the boats are awesome. All these people, they're so happy to get out there and fish. It ain't about the boat you're riding in.
No.
It's about if your boat floats and if you can put 5 in the well.
And here's another thing. I think you know how there's like I can't believe there's not a bigger market for like a custom boat tour, or do you know what I mean? Like guys, you know, like lots of guys find old cars and rebuild them. Like how cool would some of those old bass boats be?
Yeah, like a
Like Mercer's.
I
when
seen
you
a
bring them.
vintage Ranger done today. One of
Really?
the original vintage Rangers, and it was immaculate.
I think that's cool. I really think that that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
Like, you know what I mean? Like old boats that have been customized and got newer stuff.
I think building the duck boat's going to be pretty sweet this year if we can ever get at it.
Yes.
We
Shout
need
out
to.
to Andy Cox. He just joined us. I met Andy on the way back from the Classic in Alabama. I think I met him in like Tennessee or something at a road stop.
Is he related to John?
No, I don't think so.
No?
Good guy though.
No Cox juice?
I hope it's the same guy. Man, wouldn't that be embarrassing if I just shouted out to somebody and got totally wrong? The duck boat. Shout out to Mandy Charters too. Mandy Charters is a good friend of mine from back in the day. Look at the people. I've never done
You've
the
never
IM board,
done the M by.
so I never see who tunes in, tunes out. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna keep shouting people out. If I know you, I'll tell a little story about you. Okay, duck boat. Duck boat. The duck boat's here. The duck boat came with the sweetest deal ever.
Yeah.
Now I want to build the duck boat so that there's a blind on top of
So
it.
what is it? It's a 14-foot John
Low.
Low John boat.
Yeah, with some concocted mud motor so it won't overheat. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't suck water and it's air cooled. So Andy, I know it's you, buddy. I knew it. I love this IM board thing. This is super cool.
From now on, you and Mark are going to
So
be doing
when
it here.
You can't trust me to do that.
no.
I can't multitask.
When I was watching like videos on this, you got to get your boat shallow, and there's nothing worse because I've sucked, mud up in my 225, And Mercer Marine doesn't like it when you take that stuff to them.
No.
Because those are dirty jobs, right?
That's right.
Shout out to Joan.
Hey, baby.
Anyways, Chris Tosca.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, Chris. So our plan is to put like the blind right on top of it. So you just pull in, no like signing names on duck blinds for opening morning, anything like that. But now I took it to the next level, and I was talking to Gavin, my buddy from the Full Draw Outdoors. Shout out to everybody tonight. I want to build the blind so we can take it. We can use not only the boat as a boat, but also as a trailer. So that if we want to go field hunting, we can just pop it off, throw it on the ground, put some chairs in there, shoot some geese.
Multi-purpose.
Multi-purpose. Just go like full out because
Kinda like the Swiss Army knife.
felt like you guys are such good engineers, you and Sean, that just putting a blind on a boat was going to be too easy. Right? Do you know what I mean? Like I thought that if you Jeff Tripp, shout out to you. I thought that if I didn't come, like, you want to start soft when, like, because I can't build this at all.
We
right?
know.
So you want to.
It's a true statement.
What would happen if the tire blew?
Well, not
Mercer Marine.
Well, that's why I bought the boat, so that you guys would have to come with me in case stuff like that happens. You guys will be there.
There we go.
Right?
Let's get the
Let's be
truth
here.
out.
So I thought that I would be like a starter would be, hey, do you think we could put a blind on the boat?
Mm-hmm.
And then I would work into the harder stuff as we got closer to the time to do it, so that you guys, it was fresh on your head. Right? Do you know what I mean? Like we would have forgotten that conversation a month ago, but now it's like fresh. This is actually a great time to bring this up.
Yeah, we should probably get at her. I might
we
have
should.
some time this week.
Yeah?
I might.
You let me know what I need to get. We're going to use snow fencing, and then we're going to weave it.
Yeah.
Like
Snow fencing, yeah.
Well, isn't that what you had?
Yeah, I've got snow fencing.
This is like a budget boat.
We're
Yeah,
gonna,
yeah.
We're gonna weave.
Well, we're going to like get brush it all in through the snow fencing.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Or we
You're
can
gonna get that sweet orange snow fencing?
Yeah,
No, mine's
it's
green.
got green.
It's green.
It's got
Right
green.
on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
With orange snow fencing.
there you go.
Well, that'd be a great excuse why we didn't shoot any ducks.
And then some PVC. I think we're gonna do some PVC or ABS.
It'll be fun. I like these adventures that we do, and then I haven't even tried the boat to see if it floats.
It's like you said, it's gonna go shallow. So
Well, yeah,
what's better? Gonna get our boots?
You're gonna wear waders fishing, aren't you?
One of you is probably gonna shoot a hole in the bottom.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Shout out to RJ and Bertie. They just celebrated their 215th wedding anniversary.
Oh, nice guys.
Yeah, they've been together forever.
Congrats.
They came out holding hands.
They did.
250.
That's
They've been
funny.
together forever, right?
I wonder if they celebrated with Lay's chips. Like,
They just put a big spread on the table.
I think they went out for seafood.
oh, nice.
Oh, lovely. I love seafood. We need to do that.
You guys want to talk about what I got sitting here, so that at the break we can get rid of it?
What do you got sitting
The
here?
reel? We're right here. I'm too lazy to take it off my glass rod. Sean, you really like this glass rod, don't you?
I love that spinning.
It's spinnerbait bladed jig glass rod. I guess we got to go this way so that I can show the camera. This is the all-new Tatua CT. I just got it the other day. I was going to use it for Chinooks. Well, I'm going to use it for Chinooks. We're going to get into that in a minute. But this is all-new CT. Should retail for about $169. It should be arriving at your local dealer
deal.
here soon. We haven't even got them yet at the Easto. I'm pretty sure that I might be one of the first guys in Canada ever to use one. It looks pretty awesome. The CT is like the workhorse of the Tatua line. Like it's sturdy, it's tough. You can bang them up.
It's a big game reel. Would you call it?
I would call it like the entry level into awesomeness. Right?
There you go. You know what I really like though? I really like the Daiwa covers. I cover all my reels now. They're all staying nice and new. You know.
Not mine. You be the guy who tests them for like I don't know, like performance. I'm testing mine for durability.
Yeah.
John, take a good look.
That's right-handed. It's not
I know
good
the
for me.
handle's on the wrong side.
There we go. We're
Yeah.
knocking off what he's.
Next time I'll be handy and
All right,
take
we're
it
gonna-
off the rod. But
We're gonna put that over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are.
There we go.
yeah,
There you go.
So I'm excited. The new stuff's coming out. I saw the new Procyon today. It's an amazing reel for $229. Again, entry level into like the, it'd be the gap between the Fuego and then Procyon.
Still
and then-
22 pounds of drag on that reel.
everything on Daiwa does.
Yes,
so
it does.
it'd go like Fuego, Procyon,
Fuego.
Tatuga, Fuego,
Fuego.
Tatua, ballistic, and then the new
Fuego.
Kage.
Aluminum.
Fuego.
Aluminum. Good thing we're not making the duck line out of that.
We should, just to keep hearing that.
Dude, that's right. Ian passed me a aluminum.
Good thing they don't make shotgun shells out of that. Oh,
Talking
yeah.
about shotguns.
You got one. I
got
totally
my
forgot about
first
that.
shotgun.
What'd you get?
I got the Winchester SXP waterfowl.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful, beautiful little gun.
Shadow grass.
Have you shot it yet?
camel.
Yeah, I have not shot it yet.
Really?
No.
You bought a gun and you haven't shot it yet? How long have you had it for?
Correct. A week.
That's a blasphemy, buddy.
No, a week tomorrow.
That's brutal.
Yeah, why wouldn't you just like pull over on the side of the road and let one rip or something?
At least.
Shoot a tree?
Because I need
No,
control
Andy, I'm not
fire.
going to say fuego again.
Fuego.
Fuego. Fuego.
Fuego.
Fuego.
Cage.
That's all right. We'll get you there. We'll get you there. We'll get
We've
you
been
changing
trying
tires,
for
too.
years.
Oh my gosh. You guys, where do you want to start?
I thought we already started.
Yeah, that was just,
Oh, really?
we're partway
We're
through.
halfway through the show. Questions, comments, get them in.
There's anybody out there that has a duck boat?
Haven't shot the gun, haven't floated the boat. Come on, boys, get out there.
Yeah.
Well, we don't like to. Like, we're pretty sure things will work. Like, I'm 84% sure that when you throw that shell in there, it's going to go off.
I'm pretty sure it will.
I don't know if you hit anything.
I'm
but
pretty sure that everything we've done's been fairly successful.
It
Like,
wouldn't be
we
as much.
built it.
But it wouldn't be as much. I should get a new plug for the boat because the plug that came with it is probably been in there since the 90s.
Yeah, like $10.
You know, okay, Lee, you know how much hard time they gave me about insuring that boat?
I heard. Yeah, you were saying.
Like a nightmare trying to get. I got it insured, but
what year
like,
is it?
I don't know.
You don't know. So
No.
anyway,
They wanted a marine survey.
on a John boat.
And I was like, lady, I paid $200 for it. I'm not getting you $1,000 marine survey. That doesn't make any sense.
Wow.
Yeah.
What insurance company was that?
I don't know.
Dumb as fuck. Corporate. Oh, sorry, I'm not allowed to say it. Sorry.
I don't know. And I was mad because I'd been with the same like insurance broker since I got my driver's license when I was 17, so 21 years.
And no problem with the bass boat that goes
I
65 mile an
I never
hour.
had a problem with anything that cost a whole bunch of money to insure. Snowmobiles, ATVs, bass boats, all kinds of stuff. But man, it was an issue with that boat.
Yeah.
Were you just talking to like a regular insurance company or were you talking to a marine insurance company?
No, because that boat should be covered under my house insurance
Should be,
because
yeah.
it's under 9.9 and under 14 foot. So it should be
Oh, I didn't know that.
It should be the same insurance that basically like any cottager would have for their tin boat. Like it's covered. And I've done this in the past.
My
with
home
tin boats.
policy comes with a boat. I just had to I had to top it up because I had a higher horsepower, but that's it. But you are insured
For sure.
Well, I don't know if it's all policies.
So here's
but
the funny
definitely
thing.
Mine is.
Here's the funny
Yeah.
thing. We go through this whole process, and I finally win the argument. And they're like, "Yeah, the boat's insured for liability, and the engine's insured for liability. Would you like to insure the trailer?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Well, tell me if I'm wrong, but while it's in the driveway, it's covered under my house insurance, and as soon as it gets connected to my truck, it's covered under my truck insurance. So I'll just skip that payment."
Well, see, I went through this stuff. I went through this stuff with an insurance company once. I had my boat that I hit a rock on Rice Lake.
Yep.
I took the bottom end off, took it down to Bay Marine. They fixed it up, called me up. They said, "Sean, your boat's ready. I'll go down and pick it up." And on the way home, I had this lady in her 1982 van rear end me on the highway. Right? So
Worst day ever.
yeah, the cop walks up. He's like, "Oh, that looks expensive." I'm like, "That's not the good part, man." I'm like, "Look at the date on the invoice." He's like, "Okay." So I call my insurance company. I'm like, "Hey, listen." I'm like, because the boat was attached to my truck. He's like, whoa. We got to figure out if the boat is contents of the trailer. I'm like, how do you think I got the bloody boat going down the highway? Like, that doesn't even make sense. I got in this big, huge fight with my insurance company because they were trying to tell me that the boat is not contents of the trailer. Right? And I'm like, you guys are, like, all right, I'm going to call my lawyer. That's what I said. I'm going to call my lawyer, and then I'm going to have my lawyer contact you. And, usually you start throwing around lawyers. That's when they'll start, okay, well, wait a minute. Maybe we can come to a better conclusion. Because I was going to sue everybody. That's
the way to do it.
Yeah. That's just it. So anyway,
I kind of like talking
So
about
how long
lawyers.
How long were you off the water the first time?
Week. Bay Marine. Bay
That was-
Marine.
oh, yeah?
Bay Marine.
That's not bad.
Oh, I took it down there. I told them. They knew I was in tournaments, right? I said, "Listen, Jeff." I said, "I'm in trouble here." He's like, "No problem, Sean." He's like, "We're on it." They had that bottom end. They sent it up to Buckhorn where they
Yep.
redid the skag.
Yep.
That skag came back. It looked brand new. You couldn't even tell there was a new welded skag on there.
Yeah.
And they had all the gearing and stuff. Boom, had her back together in a heartbeat. Right. A bottom end's not a huge job. You know what I mean?
No.
It's really
No.
not.
Yeah.
You know, it's a few bolts, take it apart. If you got a good guy, you can probably rebuild a bottom end. I would say a day is a long time. You could probably do it in well under a day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right.
Just lining some gears up in there.
That's it.
Yeah, Mercer could do it in half day.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
10 minutes for that guy.
Me and Mercer and Bob and Mercer's brother-in-law, we did my whole boat, ripped it off, ripped the power head off, took the whole motor apart from the exhaust housing, the bottom end, redid the impeller, all that stuff, redid all the stuff in the swivel shaft, redid the bushings in the steering shaft. We did all that in 4 hours working time.
There you go.
Like,
Champions.
yeah.
And I just want to reiterate, if you got questions, I'm watching the IM board very carefully tonight. Hit subscribe on YouTube. Hit like, share. Give a thumbs up. Hit the bell. You got any questions? Let us know. We got lots of things to talk about tonight.
And don't forget to vote on what happens with Ian's beard.
Yeah. Yeah.
If Mark gets the left side, Sean gets the right side.
Or if Sean gets the right side and Mark gets the left, does he want? Yeah,
Right.
That's not happening. All right.
We can hold him.
Pretty sure we can hold him down.
Before or after the break, would you guys like to do the salmon controversy, or do you want to do the belt controversy first? Which one would you guys
Let's get into this.
There's two. Like,
Let's do the belt controversy.
I've had the worst August ever, and it just keeps rolling because I can't even go fish without seeing my truck on Facebook.
Yeah.
Let's do the belt controversy.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Woody, can you pull that photo up?
So no, whoa.
Oh, okay, no,
For
not
everybody,
yet.
everybody who missed, I'm now the 2-time champion of the belt. There's been 3 events. I've won. 2
Okay,
of them.
thank you. We'll see you after the break.
The one I lost to Mercer, I missed the fish that should have sealed the deal. So I would have been I would have been perfect if I would have won them all.
I don't know. I
So,
think he's talking.
We go to I haven't been given I haven't been giving names of lakes away, especially smaller lakes. But 4 Mile Lake is a different
4 Mile Lake.
4 Mile Lake.
It's 6 miles long. It's 4 miles called. Those people are not nice.
No, they're not nice.
They're not nice. There's it's a gated community.
Oh, you can't say those people.
No,
because
you're
was,
right.
It was one person.
Well,
That
only
whoever made the post.
because we can't read the comments. We know it was one
Right.
because we got stared down. So I'm going to put this here for this conversation just in case anybody wants to see it. So it's not everybody on the lake. I did meet some people on the lake who were very nice.
So did I.
Yeah, me too. But 4 Mile Lake, it's a different kind of lake. It's got a boat launch that is locked up through the day. Like we could launch the boat from 7 till 9:30.
Yes.
And after August 1st, it opens up at noon till 1:30.
Yeah.
Then closes.
No, 12:30 to 1:30.
12:30 to 1:30.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, 12:30 to 1:30, and then it doesn't open again at what? Until 6 or 6:30.
Whoa.
9.
Chris Tatosca. Ian West, not much of a competition. Chris, you bring your boat, and I'll meet you on any lake.
You
and
tell Chris to shut his yap. So anyway, so this boat launch opens and closes through the day,
Yes.
right?
And if it closes, you can't get out.
yeah, you can't get
A
out.
public lake, by the way.
Right.
Yes.
You can't get out. So that's the backstory of this boat launch.
Yes. And the lady who comes is not very friendly to outsiders.
No, she's not.
She's not very welcoming.
Yeah, no, I asked her. I said, "How you doing today?" She's like, "I've been better."
Yeah.
I was
No
like,
doubt.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm not.
So anyways, okay, there was four of us there, right? 4 boats.
Five boats. 5 boats.
5 boats.
The
sorry.
3 of us
5 boats. I
plus
forgot
Mercer
about that.
Marine and Carnegie.
Yeah. So we see this post. Are we going to bring that up? Or?
Yeah, can you bring that up? And so I'm driving home in my truck, and excited to have won the belt, and somebody sent this to me.
Yes.
Like I didn't see it. There's a whole bunch of posts about me this week. Can you read that, Woody? I can't see this.
2 fishing tournaments on our lake today.
Wow, good eyes there, glasses.
I don't see how there was 2 fishing tournaments or even 1 fishing tournament.
We weren't fishing a tournament. We were just 5 guys
Well, we were
having
fishing
fun.
a little derby, having a good time.
Yeah,
Okay.
a challenge. Yesterday, a boat was stopped by a cottager. They had 17 bass in their live well and a cooler. The game warden is aware of yesterday's events and today's tournament. Other lakes in the area, including Rice Lake, are charging to access their lake to combat these tournaments and overfishing. Time to do the same. This posting is make other 4 milers aware. This posting is not to be negative, so if it is removed, that will be very disappointing.
All right. Let's go down. Let's go down.
Scroll
Let's
down
get
to
on
the
this.
pictures there.
Yeah.
That shows all our trucks and trailers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look, they got a real good advertising one for my truck.
Yeah,
So
they do,
2
yeah.
tournaments, they say, and there's what, 6 cars in that parking lot there? 6 trucks?
6 trucks.
6
Yeah.
trucks.
You're gonna,
Okay.
yeah.
So that doesn't compare.
In the first one, there's not our vehicle,
No, it's not.
and the
And
last
nor is
one.
the last
And
one.
then the last one.
Nor is the last one. And then 17
17
17
boats
bass.
the day before.
Yeah, 17 bass in a boat. If
But
there was
now
3
here's the
people
interesting.
in that
Let's
boat,
hear the interesting part is that when I was there the first time and they wouldn't let us launch,
yes.
she had told me the same story about there was a tournament there the day before, and people were peeing off their boats into the water, and tournament anglers were just taking fish home and killing them.
Oh yeah.
First
Yeah.
of all, we let everything go. That's what we do.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
whole thing of the tournament, right?
Yeah, we weren't
Yeah.
hurting any fish. All
No.
we did was weigh them in and then
We
let
took them
all
for a
go.
little boat ride, and then they all went back in that same body of water.
Well, we made them famous,
We did.
and then we let them go.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
They got to see the light. For
But
a little
whoever
bit.
made this post obviously doesn't know how tournaments work.
No,
Right.
and it doesn't make sense. So here's the other story. So when I was there last time, and I don't know that this is true, she had told us that the property was donated from a lady who passed away and owned that lot, or and they donated the boat ramp to the public, not to the public, to the
Association?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's still a public lake, which anybody can go on.
No.
Yes, it is.
Well, then they're claiming it's not. I'm going to
Well,
be
it
the
is.
lady at the
Well,
gate.
they're claiming it's a
No.
private lake.
No, I think she's claiming that you just can't launch there.
Oh. So where's the public launch?
Yeah.
What
Is
is
there
that a
another
law? Is that a law? Like, do you have to have a public launch on every lake?
Well, I don't know if it's a law, but if it's a public lake, they can't.
Well, that's an
can't
interesting
not let
question.
us go.
I think there should be a right of way.
Like a road allowance.
Yeah.
Somebody out there, if you know anything about lakes and road allowances and ramps, let me know. If there's any more lakes too like this that you're not supposed to fish, but I'd be happy to go to them.
Andy Cox says that bolt cutters make those ramps more time. Ramp time.
Are you
more
watching
flexible.
Facebook too?
Dude? I got everything going on. over
Really?
here. I'm like,
I did see it. Andy Cop's great guy. That's an American. He's American too, right?
Really?
I believe is from
what's going on
Minnesota.
down there right now?
Oh, everything.
Oh,
man,
man.
you imagine they tried to close a boat ramp down there right now? So how do you deal with this? Like, I don't think that people should be scared to go launch at a lake. You certainly shouldn't have pictures of your truck taken. That's the second time this year somebody randomly took a picture of my truck and posted it on the internet.
Yeah.
You know what else? Shout out to Seabass too. You know Seabass who does the YouTube stuff
Yeah,
and
yeah.
fishes a TF? He messaged me the other day out of the blue and talked about somebody else who had made a post who wasn't very nice. And he stood up for me. And Danny Dunn sent me the same message a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago. So
Yeah, he
shout
did.
out to those two guys
Right on.
because there's nothing worse than like I went and I fished. I didn't break any rules.
No.
Right? And it's kind of sucks getting in trouble for stuff that you didn't do. Right? And this seems to be the story of my life. So I launched my boat. I was driving home. I was having a nice time listening to the tunes. Right? I had talked to you guys. We had a bunch of fun joking. And then I read about my truck.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I'm like, oh, awesome. Like, here it is again. The last time, remember the trout opener? I drove my truck to the grocery store, and I read about all over Facebook how I was down there causing trouble at the river. Sucks. Sucks for me. Sucks for anybody else who's in violation of no rules and has to read about it on Facebook. So I appreciate Mr. Danny Dunn and Seabass for standing up for me there.
To put up a post that blatantly shows somebody or their business or whatever with zero knowledge of the situation or the event or what's happening in that right there and then is wrong.
Whoa.
Don't do it.
It is. Andy Cox just messaged me. He's from Illinois, South Chicago, and he's also a cop. Remember the time we got pulled over and Jeremy pulled the handgun on us
Yep.
in Texas?
Yep.
Oh, I wouldn't say he pulled his handgun.
Well, he had it ready.
Hand on.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, when he pulled us over and he
his
came out of the
hand on
car, he had like the gun out.
No.
No, I don't think he. I don't know if he had a
No,
gun.
Guys, I was watching.
No, I don't think he ever had his.
You guys were on the
gun.
floor.
I
You
wasn't
guys were on the floor.
How would you know?
No, man, my hands were in the air. I just shot a pig.
I did put my hands out the window of the truck.
We did have blood pouring
Everywhere.
Back in the truck,
Yeah.
right?
Wasn't
Yeah, we
that a
did.
trip? We should go on a trip.
Not to.
I guess not to
No,
Texas.
Not to America.
America.
America's not getting my dollar.
Kyle Harvey says it's not a law that public lakes do not have to have access, a
No?
public boat launch or an access to it. Yeah.
That's
But it
interesting.
doesn't
We're
make
gonna-
them private.
We're going to have to do some digging. Well, it kind of makes sense to the story, though, that how they can lock it up.
That's right.
You know, it's
it's
kind
their
of
property, right?
yeah. It's kind of a dick move, but it's if it was there for the access to the people that own the property around the lake, then what are you going to do, right? But I don't know if it was a private. You would think
That's a good comment.
if it was a private launch, why wouldn't they keep it locked all the time?
Well, because what they're doing is allowing the cottagers to get their boat in the morning or get it off. If you like, do you know what I mean? I think that's what's going on.
I think all those cottages
Shout out to Andy
are you can drive right up to them. There's no like lake access cottages there. I don't think.
Andy says that's how we say good. That's how we say hello in America.
Yeah, but you still need to launch your boats.
Okay, so let's throw this totally. Woody, do you think you could get somebody to sponsor us a helicopter to drop my bass boat in the lake if we come across this? Is that
Yeah.
possible? You think we could do that?
Think it is.
I got it. So I've been asked 4 or 5 times over the last 2 weeks if we would ever like to do a TV show. Why isn't Fear Fishing on TV? Somebody had mentioned the Duck Dynasty thing. Why don't you have like a Fear Fishing Dynasty show?
Guys, we broke.
Yeah, well, that too. But do you ever think? Has it ever crossed your mind when you're like growing up? Was it ever on your minds to have like a fishing or a hunting show or like a TV show?
Of course.
I was going to be a rock star.
Really?
You are
Yeah.
a rock star.
Thank you.
Look in the mirror.
I can just imagine the things we could do if we had like a real budget. And Woody.
Yeah, we need Woody. Woody's like
Do you think with
Woody's 90% of this show.
Yeah, I know.
Let's just be honest here.
Woody does all the
All the
back
good stuff.
everything. I do all the talking, and you two make sure nobody beats me up.
Hey, Woody, you ever trimmed a beard?
Yeah. Go camera 1.
Hi, so I've been thinking about this, and so many people were asking. Would you rather right now? And would you rather like a TV show on a big network like A&E or the Discovery Channel, or do you think the YouTube is where it's at still?
I think the YouTube is where it's at right now with today's youth, right? I think with the older crowds, it's still TV, right?
Well, I think though you could grow a
it'll
YouTube
phase
channel
out.
way farther, like the Discovery or A&E right off the pop, and have more followers. Like
Yes.
yeah, they
YouTube
could.
definitely has access to more people.
Yes,
I would think.
But they
For
like
sure.
having a TV show on a network. I'd really like to. I've been thinking about this. I would really like to have a TV show, and I would like to do the vlog. But I would like to use the vlog as kind of like a back thing into what we were doing on the
The
TV.
behind the scenes of the
Do you know
TV
what I mean?
show,
Like
for
the
sure.
travel and the fun stuff that
The
maybe
blooper
would.
reel.
Okay.
Why are we telling too much, Woody? Or are we? Are you with us?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think
You tell us too, because you're we're just talking shit here. You know the real stuff.
You're a player.
I think big network TV, if you look deep enough, they still have a social presence, right? They're
Yeah.
trying to convert those followers to subscribe, but
Well, you look at Bass and ESPN too.
Yeah, it grew huge, and those anglers have through their Instagrams because you reach new people. It's really hard for us to reach new people in this or the vlog. So tell a friend. But if we get a TV show, Andy Cox, he's a beauty. He has a sweet truck too. I want to be the random American that hangs out on the show and does American stuff.
America.
that's awesome.
We need a guy so when we have an idea who comes out with like an American bikini on, shooting like fireworks out his armpit while holding guns and be like, no, let's do it this way.
Didn't they have that on Jackass?
America.
What's the chances that Andy could send us like a bucket of sausage gravy?
Oh, I would really like some of those breakfast pogos. where it's like
the Jimmy
the sausage
Deans or
with
whatever.
the sausage, and instead of like the corn.
blueberry pancake on it.
No, I had them in Tennessee where they were like a breakfast sausage with a pancake for a shell. Yeah,
like a blueberry pancake ones.
We got them at Walmart.
Yeah, they were delicious.
Yeah.
I miss America's Walmarts.
America.
Way better than I miss America.
Yeah, me too.
I do too. Yeah.
You might be the
We
only
really
one.
do get ripped
Yeah.
off from cool food.
Well, I don't know that I would go right this second, but I do miss going down there. I really like those trips. I really miss Texas.
We
That
could
was the best
spend an
trip ever.
hour in the freezer section just
Get
looking,
back.
going, look at that.
So Woody, if we had 3 channels that we could be on with Fear Fishing Dynasty, what channels would be on the top 3, or Netflix?
Yeah, that's an option too, or Amazon Prime.
Amazon
Yeah.
Prime,
Yeah.
yeah.
That work. Those big streaming networks is the big play. Like big network TV is. I think it's not going to stay.
Yeah.
We could get a Netflix show. Anybody out there who wants to see our Netflix show? That'd
I
be
would
awesome.
say our TV when it's on, which isn't all the time.
I think
but
that we could
it's
destroy.
on Netflix or Prime more than it is on like cable. Even Joan said the other day, "Why are we paying for cable?"
I only pay
Yeah.
for cable so
News.
that we get the internet, and it comes for free
Yeah.
with the Bell 5. I think we could take down the Meat Eater if we were on the Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could what?
That's a dude.
To like take out Meat Eater. Like Meat Eater's the premier outdoor show on Netflix.
He's awesome.
I think we could take that down, especially with Woody pulling strings in the background.
You think we could take down Meat Eater?
Yeah.
You're out of your mind.
You don't think so? You don't think our show could be better than Meat Eater?
I think it'd be good, but
It'd be a
I'm
different
big
kind of
fan
show.
of the Meat Eater.
I really
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Steve Renell
Right.
and the Meat
Yeah,
Eater
he's a
too.
He's brilliant.
He is brilliant.
Yeah.
Do you think he would collab with us if we were on Netflix with him?
Collaboration. I think that's the play here.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
I think Steve would have a great time hanging out with us idiots.
Uh-huh.
Right? SCTV. That's funny.
Checks.
I think that we would have a great show. Like if people saw what was really going on. And we could do it from like rags to riches, right? We could all go to our poorhouses, and then we could get to where Willie Robinson's living now.
Nice.
We could live in a gated community. What would you do? Like what?
I would want to live in the country. I don't want
I would
to hate a
too.
community.
I would like to
Yeah.
have a deer ranch, but like wild deers,
Wild deers.
big garages.
Run it like Yellowstone.
Yeah,
Hey?
wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
I would. Yeah, Woody, there's an idea. Who do we pitch that to? It's like Fear Fishing Dynasty, but Yellowstone mixed in.
Yeah. And how do we get away with killing a whole bunch of people and not going to jail? Because that's kind of what they do.
We got
right?
Andy. We got Andy.
We got Andy.
Andy's like our rep.
Hey? We're going to take the Fear Fishing brand, straight in the chest. Pass.
Oh man.
Whoa. Mitch. I can't say your last name. Andy Cox, he's like with a locked boat ramp. Like, can you imagine that? Like
yeah.
bringing your dually and just ripping it off, right? Just let cattle out in that community.
That'd be a good show.
Okay, Mitch, if you guys took this format and spread it across fishing from different boats, I'd watch. I don't know what that means. Does that make sense to you guys? Read that. My ADHD got in the way there for a second.
Probably talking about the format of the belt. Like if we all had cameras, that could become.
We need, yeah.
This is just a trial thing. We're throwing it out there, see if people like it, and we can expand on it. Right, next time, maybe there'll be 5-6 cameras out there and a whole lot more editing for Mr. Ian West.
Yeah, we got that figured out. Hey,
What?
we can do the boat camera thing.
Right.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, kind of. I did talk to.
Let's try for the last one.
Everyone's just got to have unlimited data on their phone.
Deal.
But after 20 megabytes, it slows right down, eh?
No, and you can boost it up to like 50 gigs. You're not gonna burn through 50 gigs in one show though.
Huh.
So you'll be okay.
50 gigs.
Yeah, it's a lot, man.
It is a lot.
So yeah, Yellowstone.
We'll
meets
need a
Spear
gig
Fishing
sponsor.
versus Meat Eater. That's our show on Netflix or Prime Video. Wouldn't that be
Or
crazy?
Crave TV.
Ooh, but that's too Canadian, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want to be.
No,
I want to be
they-
big in America.
There's
America.
an American partner,
Oh, is there?
Crave.
Right.
Hulu.
Andy, what's the biggest streaming network in America? I want to be American famous. You know what? Canadian like like Mercer does well in the States. Like Canadians cross over well down there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think we could. Woody.
Alex Trebek did it.
We need to get you guys on Letterkenny too.
Joan Hunter says you guys could be on the Comedy Network.
We could.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Fishing show on the
No,
Comedy
no,
Network.
nothing on YouTube. He says you seriously need to smoke weed on this show, or at least smoke like that 70s show.
Yeah, just clouds around the
Right.
studio. Maybe that's how you start the fear fishing dynasty. Just like really bad ideas in the basement.
Yeah,
Right?
like Stephen Hussey says if you smoke weed on the show, you will not be monetized.
That is true too, right?
Yeah. So you really got to watch your P's and Q's.
Hulu. Andy Cox says Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu.
I never heard of it.
It's either the parent or the sister company of Crave.
All right,
Oh, yeah?
we're in. Maybe we'll know Crave people.
People crave us.
Oh.
I crave you.
I crave you too.
Watch all 7 episodes.
Now it's sounding more like Tiger King.
Bass King.
Yeah.
What time is it, boys?
I don't know.
8:41.
Hey, Joan Hunter brought this up a couple minutes ago. What do you guys think about Chris Johnson being on the cover of Bass Times?
That's awesome.
I love it.
It's pretty cool, eh?
Yeah. Have you guys got yours yet?
No.
I got my 2 copies today.
Yeah.
I
I
got 2
haven't got it
copies
yet.
for some reason.
No. Jason White's wondering if we've discussed salmon season yet.
No,
we haven't.
We're going to play a sweet video after the
break.
break, and then we're going to get into that situation. But we need some questions and comments to make us through the next 20 minutes. GM Allen, you could do a belt tournament, the Thrilla in Bellevilla.
The thrill in Belleville.
Bell Vegas.
No.
When are you guys
Love
coming
that
up?
time.
We gotta think of
when are you
another-
guys coming up to Nipissing for Fear Fishing Challenge?
We could do that in the winter because you can stay in the ice bungalow.
I did that with Marley one time.
I would love to do that.
That'd be
It
a
was
good
it was fun. I would like to do more ice fishing this year.
Mm-hmm.
We need a couple snowmobiles. If anybody out there is looking to sponsor snowmobiles, I got huts for us.
Yeah?
I did.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Nice.
that'll be announced soon if we can find something to tow them out there. I got some good, some sweet riggins.
Or we could use like one of those 4-man side-by-sides.
Yeah, 4-man side by side. That way we all go down together.
Yeah.
Like Buddy Holly and the Big
Tracks.
Popper.
With tracks.
Yeah. I wouldn't be going down anywhere, boys. I'd be long gone.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, have you guys watched the fourth quarter fishing series? I haven't. I know
I've
I've
not.
seen the ads for it, but I haven't watched it yet.
I've been watching something called Kingfishers. It's on the Disney Channel, I think, like on the National Geographic part of it or something. It's pretty cool. They 3 people from different countries get together. They have a little challenge one day at each country doing their species or whatever. Like the one guy hosts
That's
the
cool.
other 2,
That's super
and then
cool.
and then they pick a winner. Yeah, it's cool. So they're everywhere. They're everywhere. It's pretty cool. Check it out.
I would like. What was it called?
A Kingfisher, I think it's called. Joan can check that maybe.
5 fish limits, Andy. Andy asked how Canadian tournaments may win.
Yeah.
It used to be a 5 fish limit when it was on par, but now we do an 8 fish limit for exchange.
Todd Crowley was wondering what our opinions are from the game this weekend. We're going to get into
We're
that
going to get
after
into
the
that.
break.
As soon as we do the break, we got a video to play that was on the YouTube, and then we're going to talk about it. I made a very quick post before. I think the town jumped the gun on the original post, but now my opinions might have changed.
I have not seen the post, so maybe I'll have to see that during the break so I can.
Get a hold of
Get
Bam's
informed.
tour. What's Bam's tour?
Bam's.
Whatever happened to Bam Margera?
My brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's recovering nicely, doing his thing.
I want a TV show. That's all I can think about.
Holy shiny
That's all I can
penny.
think about. I'll get a new tattoo if you give me a TV show. I'll put Netflix right here. Or Hulu. I think it'd be fun.
Amazon
you know
Prime.
What? Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys see Luke Bryan's doing Amazon stuff now for the
did not.
outdoor? I've seen it a lot. I'm quite the Luke Bryan fan. I like jamming it on the way to work. But he's doing like sponsored ads through his Instagram of like everything he's wearing. You can buy on Amazon and the links to where you can buy it from.
You know what's
Yeah.
cool? I got a buddy that's got a song on the radio now. He's excited.
What are
I
you,
just
like
you guys
squirrel?
were talking about
Squirrel. Everybody gets mad at
streaming
me
and
for
stuff.
changing topics and cutting people off. And you're like, hey, we're talking about Luke Bryan. You're like, well, my son friend got a song on the radio.
He's a country singer, right? And he's got a song on the
Ooh,
radio.
would he
now,
write
so
us
it's pretty cool.
Would he write us a country
Mike
song?
Whiteside, 3 a.m. It's called, I believe.
Do you think he'd let us be in his music video if we produce the music video?
Sure.
Well, you got to ask him first.
That reminds me of stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about.
It does. You're just talking about country singers.
Cooper Gallant's selling his nitro.
I
Yeah,
saw
he
that.
is.
If anybody,
Yeah, he is.
if
27
anybody's
grand.
looking, there you go.
27 G's.
Good on you,
27 grand.
Cooper.
Got star power.
Sweet boat,
Yeah.
all redone.
Seen some big fish, that boat.
So yeah, the fishing industry is marketing in new ways, like the Amazon marketing through Luke Bryant's Instagram. I can't bring up a post because I'm enjoying this so much. Yeah, but it like I thought that was really interesting, right? Like that I never seen fishing or hunting, camping stuff. Like there was, like it's a total stage photo where he's got like waders on and a vest, and standing on a cooler while holding a fishing rod. And a truck box, but it's all listed.
But it's actually been done for a long time. If you watch guys' YouTube videos, everything in this YouTube video. Here's a link to the link, or a link to the website with all the stuff, like Tackle Warehouse. Guys do it for Tackle Warehouse, and then there's a link to everything they're using right to the Tackle Warehouse. It's just getting bigger.
Yeah.
Let's jump on it.
So Andy says, Andy's practically on the show now. Your friend should write our intro for the TV show.
There you go.
Get on it, Mark.
Does he play the banjo? I like the banjo. Woody,
It's not that kind
Woody,
of country.
this show is all over the place.
Yeah.
Woody,
Yes.
you're a musician.
I am.
Can you play a banjo?
No,
No?
but I'm pretty curious about it.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? I like songs that have like the beat, but they use the banjo as kind of like a
My
hip hop
dad
beat.
has a banjo.
No way. Can he play it?
No,
Oh.
but he has one.
Huh.
Here's a question from Nate on YouTube here. It says, Ian, quick question, and something I've noticed in your last video. Why don't you eat walleye? Do you just like the fish? Do you just not like the fish, and you don't eat walleye, or do you just?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't know.
Are you a
I
big
do.
advocate?
No. I like eating walleye. I don't mind. Marley and I used to fillet walleye all the time. You know what? Like on a day like that, to throw them in the boat and then come home, and I still have to edit and do stuff around the house and stuff. I don't really have time to fillet walleye and cook them up. I'd really like to if I was in different. If somebody, and you know what, here's the truth, and a lot of stuff misses out. We don't create as much content as I like because I don't have time to edit it. I don't like the editing is what kills all that stuff. Like it almost takes as long to edit some stuff as it does to film some stuff. And sometimes I get a little bored editing it because it's like living your day twice. You get what I mean? Like I would we could do way, way more if I had help. Like somebody was like, hey, well, I'll just be over at 7 and I'll edit up your video and you can tell me what you like when you're done. Because then I could start filming again. Like the editing part. So I do like cleaning walleye and stuff. I don't mind. I like eating walleye. It's just like at the end of the day when you've gone like, you know what I mean? I just don't want to clean it.
Yeah, you don't want to clean it. That's my problem too. I
Yeah.
don't eat. I'll eat a couple of.
But if we were at like a cottage or something, I remember the last time we did the FLW deal in Cornwall with Marley, we kept a ton of bluegill and he cooked them up for us. Just a pile of
We've
them.
never done that as a group. Us.
No, we
We've
should
never
do it.
gone out fishing and had a fish fry ever.
That's because I don't eat fish.
Really?
Really?
I like
not
fish.
really. I'm not big on it.
I
I'll
don't
bring
mind
some
fish.
walleye home and flay them up for my girlfriend and make them for breakfast on one day.
I like fish.
Fish tacos.
I like
rock,
if it's
though.
cooked.
I do like fish tacos.
I like if
gotta
it's
admit.
cooked right. I wouldn't eat a big salmon. That
No.
doesn't sound
No.
appetizing to me.
No.
I'd eat them raw though, with a little rice around it.
No. Not a big salmon guy.
No, but maybe that could be part of our TV show. Like I would like to add a cooking. I like cooking, but I would like to.
You'd have to have a cooking segment. If
You know,
you're
like
doing
in the
hunting and
TV
fishing.
show, like you're hunting and fishing and cooking, like
part of it.
basically meat eater, but like with cooler guys,
Yeah. And cooler
better
stuff.
dressed.
What do you mean? Those guys are amazing.
I know, I really like them too.
Like some bass cheek sliders or something.
Ooh, that's a good one. Woody, we got to start working on that.
Horrible.
We should just start sending this to all the streaming networks and be like, "Hey, these guys are looking for a TV show. Do you fry? Do a fish fry on the ice." Shout out to Dale House who just tuned in. Grumpy old Dale. See you in the morning, buddy. He wouldn't hug me this morning.
He wouldn't hug you?
Yeah, I tried to hug
You're not supposed to be
Dale.
hugging anybody.
COVID.
Busted.
I was wearing my mask.
with the holes.
And gloves.
Well, why don't we take a break, and when we get back, we'll talk about this salmon thing. We got a video that everybody should watch. If you care about the salmon fishing, go get yourself a drink, and we will be back in just a short few minutes. We'll talk about salmon fishing. We'll talk more about our TV show. Oh, look. And so much more. Coming right back. Mike Carnegie is a financial advisor at Northstone Wealth, providing insurance solutions to protect you and your family. Investment solutions for all your needs, like your kids' education and your retirement. Get good advice from a good guy and also a fellow angler and trusted member of the FearFishing family.
Hi, I'm Mike Carnegie. If you want a little direction, give me a shout. 905-925-0663. See you on the water.
How did the Jack Lynx people find me? Look at this. Look at all the Jack Lynx. Just arrived on the water, loaded up for the rest of summer. Cases and cases of Jack Lynx beef jerky. I think we're ready for a little fall fishing. Nothing better than jerky and fishing. August 30th. It is on. Today, we are headed north. We are headed back to 4 Mile Lake where we couldn't launch before, but we're launching today because today is stage 3 of the Fear Fishing Bass Championship. We're fishing for the belt, kids. We're looking to get the belt back from Mercer. In the last event, Mercer caught a 4 and change to put him over the top. And today, I want the belt back. I've never been to this lake. It has really weird hours for launching. Next thing, August has been super tough to me. I haven't done very well in August. I haven't even fished that much in August. Whole 2020 has just been a mess. But we're getting it back today. Today, not only am I going to fish for the belt, but I'm taking a secret weapon with me. Yes, kids, Casey is coming with me to fish today. We're loading up the boat. Fall is in the air. Hunting's getting good, but Chinook salmon are starting to head around the mouth. I went out the other night. I have a brand new Daiwa Tatua CT with me. Fresh. I think it's probably the only one being fished in Canada right now. I don't know if I'll use it today because it is on one of my chatterbait rods, but I got it. It's fall. It's beautiful. I feel good. Put some gas in the battle wagon, and we're going to get my belt back. Do you smell what the rock's cooking? We have made it to the launch at the 4 Mile. Things are getting interesting. The smack talking happened all the way up here. The competitors are here other than Mark Hunter. He is late, lost, took a wrong turn. Oh,
What's up?
what's up? Are you excited?
Yeah.
Pumped to fish?
Got my live well?
Nice. Nice. Hey, what do you think winning weight today is?
Gonna be me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's the answer?
That's the answer.
Carnegie, you ready?
I'm ready, always.
We'll do the real talk as soon as Mark gets here. But defending champion, where you got the belt? Look at this guy.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You taking it home again?
I'm gonna wait. It's coming home with me. I don't even know why I brought it.
That's funny.
You guys suck.
We are making moves. We're just getting in the boats already. We're waiting on Mr. Hunter. We're waiting on Mr. Hunter. And I'm pretty sure the dog's in the woods chasing a squirrel. Here she comes. I'm gonna beat up on these guys so bad today. I had to bring myself a Marshall. We are almost ready. Mark Hunter showed up. What's up, homie?
Lost the GPS. Thanks, Rogers.
You excited for today?
I am. I'm bringing the belt home.
I'm really, really excited to fish. We are about to launch as soon as somebody comes and opens the gate. Guys, treats for the day. Everybody gets a bag of jack length. Nice. Mercer, I'll get you one. We're going to keep you fueled up. I don't want anybody to be like, oh, Ian beat me because I was hungry. Some food.
We beat you because we're better.
We're going to launch the boat, and we're weighing in at 10 to 1 because they have weird hours here. Whenever we get in, or it's probably going to be 7:30 before we get all the boats, or 7:20. We launch the boat, and then we're off. Nobody's fished this lake?
Nope.
Did anybody go and get information about this lake?
I know.
There isn't any, I know.
I looked on Facebook or YouTube. 2 videos.
2 videos? Did they catch big ones?
No.
I have heard that there's giants here. Marley couldn't make it. Shout out to Marley.
I'm going to show you 5 of them.
We've also decided this is SummerSlam. You're going to catch 5, Mark?
I'm going to catch 5 giants.
This is the Fear Fishing SummerSlam. Mercer's got the belt, and somebody else is taking it home.
Fear fishing. Making moves.
We all know how that video ends.
Shine that up.
We're some lucky guy.
I wish everybody should watch that video just to watch the part where Casey falls out of the boat. When I'm trying to talk and I just hear splash.
She's really good on the boat, man.
Yeah, she is. And at the start, she gets a little excited, but as soon as she calms down, she's really good. I can't believe how calm she is at the store all day.
So I guess while we were on break, the message has been rectified about 4 Mile. People are getting it. Jonathan Mellish, I guess, gave him the facts, and
Yep.
I guess people are understanding why we were there and that we are conservationists. We're not there to ruin their lake or wreck their property. We're just there to catch some fish and let them go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we're just trying to have a good day on a new body of water.
Work hard all week,
Yeah.
looking forward to going somewhere
Having
that
a
we've
good
never
time.
fished before. And, yeah.
Hold on, let me bring those.
We were only there for 4 hours, 5 hours or
Right.
something, all summer long. Give us a break.
Hey,
Yeah, yes.
anybody who's watching right now, make sure you get your questions in. Hit subscribe, hit like, hit that share button. The salmon season is always a bummer. Like I grew up salmon
In
fishing.
what way?
It's always controversy. Like it never.
It is in Port Hope.
You never just like hear, oh, the salmon fishing was amazing this year. It was just lovely to visit the town of Port Hope, right? And it's never the citizens of Port Hope who are like, oh, so glad to have all those salmon fishermen this year.
I don't understand why they don't turn it into a source of revenue where they can charge people to have a spot down there, like you charge them to fish down there. You may have your fish.
I don't. Okay, so I don't
right?
want them to charge them anybody to fish anywhere.
No,
but you can charge for parking.
Sure, you can.
That's a fair deal, right? Like the town has to pay for things to like people to clean up. The people make a disgusting mess down there.
That's a huge issue.
I have a friend that works for the town, and she goes down to that fish station, and she says it's absolutely disgusting.
Right, I think it was Mike Howard. Mike Howard put up a post where he picked up a whole garbage bag.
Yeah,
full
good
of
on Mike
stuff.
Howard. Shout out to Mike Howard.
You know, a whole garbage bag just from that day that people left.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So,
that's not right. Either.
Every
People
year,
leave
and
trash.
we are huge supporters of fishing here. I try to stand up for the salmon fishing every August, even though it goes wrong for me. I think, you know what? Maybe this is the year that people follow the rules. People are respectful of this town. Because I lived here my whole life. In my whole life, I moved from one side of Port Hope, where I lived for about 8 months, to this house when I was 1. I was born 3 blocks away at the Port Hope Hospital. And when I was a kid, we didn't really like fish. We fished at the Ganaraska. That was my fishing until I was old enough to drive and get my own boat. Well, that's not true. Maybe like grade 10 when I started skipping school to go places fishing. I wanted so badly just to like nobody do anything wrong. Don't screw this up, right? And I walked the dog the other day, and there was a post made by Mr. Pete Fisher, who is a good guy. And I didn't want my post wasn't to beat up on Pete Fisher. Pete Fisher has done some interview stuff with me. He has a son that fishes. Pete's a very nice man, right?
Okay.
I thought he just jumped the gun in his photo about the social distancing and panning. I wasn't trying to. I was just mad. Sometimes I am embarrassed that I live in this town and the way the locals treat anglers, because I don't want any town to treat anglers the way this town does. I don't want them to shut the river down. I want them to make changes at the river that would benefit the whole community. And Woody and I have been talking about me running for mayor. But until that happens,
guy wins a belt now. He thinks he's going to be mayor.
I was thinking, like Woody and I talked about this. If there's enough people between 18 and 45, but I don't think there's enough to vote the older generation out of this town, because there is a lot of older people who won't vote for me.
Yeah, not yet.
No.
Not yet. But someday I'm going to be the mayor of this thing. After my TV show days, I'm going to be the mayor of Port Hope.
the Jesse Ventura of Port Hope.
I'm not kidding you. Right? I'm going to live within the boundaries, not like the mayor we currently have, who lives somewhere out of town, who couldn't.
Does not even live in Port Hope, correct?
No, from what I understand, and this is all just rumor. I have no real facts. I understand that the gentleman lives in Grafton, but he owns enough property in Port Hope, and that qualifies him that he can run for mayor here, and then he wins. But he doesn't officially live in Port Hope. I think that we should have rules like in America, where like if you're not born in Port Hope, you can't run for mayor.
I don't know about being born there.
Well, that would help my odds, Sean.
He's the only candidate that still didn't get voted in.
The only guy left.
You can't be like Schwarzenegger and just come here and be the mayor. I think this is my hometown. I think there is I think I would do all right in a mayor's race in town. I got pretty big social media presence. I'm pretty good at public speaking. If we could have a debate, Woody, I'm sure that I'd at least win the fishing part.
Yeah.
I'm prepared to offer free skating every Saturday at the Jack Burger Pro Complex. We're going to tax business in town more, big business in town more, and we're going to help the small people grow this town. So, what year do they have the race, Woody?
What, the mayoral?
Yeah.
Mayoral?
Yeah, that's not this year.
I don't follow Port Hope politics, so I don't know.
Well, I think it's all Ontario. So anybody who wants to throw that information out. But I need at least, how many seasons of the TV show do we want to do? I'm too young, too. I have 10 years. We'll do 9 seasons of the FearFishing Dynasty. And then when I'm 49, I'll run for mayor. Will you be my campaign manager?
Yeah, we'll work out your platform.
Well, I'm telling my platform right now. I'm running on the same thing 10 years from now. We're not going to change. I don't care about the rest of the stuff. I just want the fishing to change. Andy says run on the open ramps platform.
Taylor Wackham, he had a good comment here on YouTube. He says they charge $40 for the season to fish parts of the Nottawasaga.
Yeah.
Right, so I don't see that why Port Hope couldn't do something like that.
We got to generate money for the free skating.
And signs.
And signs. We're gonna need signs. We should get T-shirts made.
Why don't you just throw your name in the ballot?
I thought about that.
So has it been posted yet that they're closing?
Let's watch the video. Woody, can you run the video here? This video is about 5 minutes long. We're gonna get deep into this. It's very important you watch it. Thank you, Pete Fisher. We're giving credit to Pete Fisher and the Northumberland Times.
Today's Northumberland.
2 days, Northumberland from yesterday. Roll the clip.
Deputy Mayor Les Andrews, can you tell me, I guess you've taken a tour of the river. Can you tell me what your thoughts are, sir?
Well, I saw 98 people on the southern part of this pier, and where the river crosses over a little bit, I saw about the same number. I saw a lot of families. I saw some social distancing. I saw a lot more people than I expected to see. No masks. Absolutely no mask. Although I did see parties of people coming in that obviously weren't from the same family bubble or social bubble, whatever you wanted. No mask, congregating. That's an issue. So I think this is just going to add a little bit more fuel to our decision on September 1st at our council meeting. We've got surveys from about 200 people. By far the vast majority have said close her down just like we did for trout season. I think we're going to have to do that. Now that doesn't protect, as Jeff Lees has said earlier, doesn't give us jurisdiction south of the viaduct or north of the 401. That's up to the province, and we've lobbied them in the past. We've got zero response.
Can you talk a little bit about, like Jeff said, you had, I think Jeff said 48 busloads come in last year to Corbett's Dam, visitors just to see the fish jumping. It's not like you don't want people here, but these are different times.
Different times, and by doing what we did at trout season in terms of shutting down the parkland to access the river, keep everybody away from the river, that will cause congregation on all of the bridges all the way up the river, because the people will still come, and we'll have a lot more people on the bridges. So that's not a desirable effect either.
One thing I wanted to say, and I've said this about every municipality with COVID, every decision that council makes that I'm aware of, sometimes I'm hard on council, sometimes I'm not, but with COVID, this is a work in progress. It's council's making the best decision with the information they have at that time. So it's if you can reiterate.
Well, I hate to be a hard ass, but in spite of people, we're trying to protect them.
Councillor Jeff Lees, I guess you've been, monitoring this throughout the day. Just tell me your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I've watched the harbor area. I've walked up and down the river a couple times picking up garbage, fishing line all over the place, people not respecting the 6-foot distancing requirements, just no rules. I mean, you can just look down here in the harbor area what it's like, and it's not good in my opinion.
What do you think? And I hope this wind dies down, because it'll be whatever windy on the mic. But
sure.
What do you foresee happening?
Well, I'm personally hoping that we do option 2, because option 1 just covers closing the fish ladder, and that really doesn't clean up all these other problems. Like I said, I walked from Barrett Street down to the Walton Street Bridge today, picking up garbage, picking up line. A lot of fishermen leave line laying around. Pets get caught in it. Geese get caught in it. People get caught in it. It's turned into a real zoo down here in the harbor as well. So I watched a person drag a salmon right across the main street of Port Hope this morning, and I thought, well, that's just not what we need here.
What are, if you can, Jeff, forgive me, what are the options?
Option 1 is to close the fish ladder and sign it all the way down to make people do 6-foot distancing and protocols. And option 2 is to completely close down the river and municipal access to the river all the way down, just like we did in the spring for the trout season.
What about I guess where we are south of Mill Street? What about that?
Well, I'm not sure. We'll have to look into that because, as you can see around here right now, there's no social distancing practicing. There's no masks. Nobody's wearing masks. It looks like a zoo to me down here. And again, it's not fair to. And while we're, the main thing here is to protect our citizens from all the influx of people coming in. There is a pandemic. If there wasn't any pandemic, I wouldn't have any problem with this stuff. And I want to make it clear that we're not out after all the fishermen. It's just the way that some people come to our town, treat the town, no respect, leave their garbage, leave their, fishing line all over the place. It's not all fishermen, like I said. A lot of fishermen are great. They respect everything. A lot of fishermen don't. And, it is a pandemic out there, and we're trying to keep the hordes of people from coming to Port Hope during the pandemic.
That's it.
That's it. Jeff Lee lives just around the corner. Used to play hockey with him. Good guy. He was being like, I agree with what Jeff was saying. Like there's like three issues here. One is ethical fishermen coming to the town on a normal basis who follow the rules. Two, the people who show up just to make a mess of this town. And three, there is a COVID-19 pandemic going on.
Yes.
Right? So there's three things here, right? They asked 200 people in town what they thought. They did not ask me. I never get asked anything
the future
positive.
Mayor?
I know. You would think that they would throw this out. What do you guys think? Outsiders.
I can see their point.
I can too.
How do you not?
I can totally see everybody's point. The majority of the people who looked into in the video look like they didn't live in Port Hope, and they don't look like the salmon season's a totally different breed of angler.
It is.
It's not like your Orvis wearing Sims, fly fishing, dry fly. Like this is some of the stuff that goes on that river is brutal. I went out the other night. The water was too warm. The salmon weren't staging. But when I was going out in my bass boat, I had to catch a poor female mallard that was all wrapped up in fishing line. And she was like trying to get away from the boat. But like I could tell that she couldn't fly, right? So I grabbed the thing and cut the line off it, right? And let her go. But and she didn't have a hook in her. She just got caught up with her wing and her foot in some fishing line.
Well, I see it too. Just for example, this weekend I was up at the shores of Chemong there where the CSFL held the Tri-Lakes event. And during setup, during like our walk of the grounds, I picked up a ton of fishing line. And it wasn't just fishing line. It was fishing line that was still attached to, worm hooks or, stuff like that. And that stuff does kill waterfowl.
Sure it does.
Like people got to pay attention to their garbage. They can't just be leaving
like
shit
that's
all over the place.
There's three. Like the whole issue one is like real outdoorsmen and people who care don't do that.
No.
They nobody who loves hunting and fishing in the outdoors wants to hurt an animal just because they're too lazy to, pick a hook up. Or like I feel terrible if I took Casey down and somebody had left a hook and I got to pull a hook out of the dog, let alone some wild animal.
Dude, I'm ripping down the lake and my Tim Hortons cup blows out of my boat. I turn it right around and go pick that shit up. It's just not something that we do, right?
No.
I was going to say.
Yeah, I got a question for you. So what percentage of anglers on the Ganaraska are from Port Hope or area?
One. And I don't even fish down there very often because I salmon fished twice last year. I went with you guys once. And shout out to Jimmy Park. I was down there on like a Saturday morning and there was hardly any people. And I knew Jimmy Park since I was a little kid. So here, and this is how important the river is in the whole thing. When I was my grandmother passed away when I was 13 years old. So maybe I was like 11 or 12. My mom had to go to trade school. And I really, really, at that age, I was really hooked on fishing. And we didn't have any money for fishing gear. So I had like crap gear, right? Just absolute junk. It's December. It's things are frozen up. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, picture the river, ice on the shorelines, like some of the rivers open. Jimmy Park, who is a Korean gentleman from Mississauga, comes over to me, and he sets up my line. My mom, my grandmother, who's dying of cancer, sitting in the car reading a book because she was worried I'd drown down there, right? Jimmy Park comes over. I'll never forget this because Jimmy could be watching right now. Comes over, makes some small talk. And Jimmy at the time, Jimmy's got to be 50 now. So Jimmy's probably 24, 25-ish, young guy.
Yep.
Comes over, and he asked me, had I ever caught it? And I had no idea what I was doing at all. So he goes, give me your rod. He sets me up with a float. He sets me up with all the split shot I need, ties me on a 4-pound leader, gives me a thing of roll bags. But the really nice thing is that Jimmy gave me stuff for the whole season. Like, he gave me a whole bunch of extra floats. He gave me a thing of 4-pound leader material. Gave me some hooks because back in those days there was no like East Hill or Gagnons or there was nowhere to go to get. You had to go to the city, right? My parents weren't driving me to the city to get that stuff. Jimmy totally hooked me up, right? And so Jimmy and I have been friends for oh my God, I'm old man, 28 years. So I stopped by the river last year and nobody was there, and I had my rod from going with you guys, and Jimmy was like, why don't you fish with me? And I was like, and I was kind of like, I don't really. So I got out and I float fished with him. He had roe, and we caught a pile of salmon, right? I don't want people to miss out on that. That's where my good intentions come from, right? If they close the river, there's probably some kid in town who's 11, 12, who can't go fishing anywhere. His parents are, haven't been working because of COVID, or, he can go to the river and fish, right? It's very a small percentage of, not even. It's a very large percentage of adults who show up down to that river who are ruining it for everybody. It's not like when you go down there when they run, it's harder to find somebody following the rules than not.
Do you think it's an education problem?
I think it's this is the part of the show where Ian gets emails and people mad at him.
do you think the fish,
I think that it's I think
needs to come out and start educating people down?
No, I don't think it's an education. I don't think it's an education problem. I think that somewhere in this world that people have become disrespectful.
It's an ignorance problem.
I think that people, for some reason, and I've heard this since I was a kid, well, the fish are going to die anyway. Well, that doesn't give you the right to do this.
And throw your garbage around.
We're all going to die too, but it doesn't mean that any of us need to help you speed it up. Right. Do you get what I mean? Like, there's like this disconnect from, I don't know, like where is the respect for life? Like, they're living beings, right? I wouldn't like, and I said this before. If we woke up tomorrow morning and somebody shot a bunch of does in a field and just left them, we'd all be so horrified. But because it's fish, it doesn't really matter, right? Do you get what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. If somebody went out and I don't think there's any difference. I think,
but outdoorsman, I think I'd be upset by both.
Yeah, for sure. I go to the river all the time, and sometimes I used to go and just walk. I really enjoy sometimes just walking the river, right? I would like to take Casey down the river. She's really good off leash. Just walk the river. If I even fished, I don't care, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, just walk, put my waders on, go for a hike, enjoy the outdoors, and she can jump in the pools or whatever she's going to do. But I couldn't take her down there because half the Chinooks have got treble hooks on their backs, right? The dead ones on the shore. There's fish that are up in the grass full of maggots, and I don't want the dog in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't take them.
The dog will roll in that.
Yeah,
for sure, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's disrespectful.
It sounds like a few things, though. Hey, like,
well, you grew up down there.
Yeah.
Respect,
education, and then enforcement. Like, if you look at the cost to enforce something like that, like, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars. How much would you guys pay to go fish the Ganny?
Nothing.
I would do my $40 parking pass. Maybe, yeah.
It's not my thing to stand shoulder to shoulder to people.
No. Here's Todd Crowley. I don't live in Port Hope. Been fishing there for over 35 years. Does this mean I can't fish? No, I totally think that you should be able to fish. I think that it's not my river. The same as that lake, 4 Mile Lake's not their lake. I think the Todd can come here and go salmon fishing if he wants.
See, my question.
I think he can go steelhead fishing.
How long does this last? Like, right, for
a month.
How long? Yeah, there's gonna be. It's gonna be like that for a month.
So my question to all those salmon anglers down there: do they have a ticket to the Great Salmon Hunt? Because they can weigh those fish in and win tons of cash.
Yeah.
Sure they can.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that people should be able to come here. I don't think I will. The shoulder to shoulder thing's fine. It's the what happens, right? Like you see a couple guys fishing a pool and they're doing it right, and then you turn your head and there's 7 guys standing in the middle of the river with a 5 a diamond spoon trying to snag the things. And then you hear stories of guys who are trying to net them at night and load their pickups full of them, right? And then you find all these dead hens everywhere, right? It's not legal, but man, just get rid of your like, if you don't want to eat them, just get rid of them. Like, don't, like, out of sight, out of mind, right? Other fish will eat them, and that's not the right answer, but that's a way better answer than overloading the fish cleaning station and tossing them in the garbage. And I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one, and even that respect thing, like, well, you know where I grew up on.
Right on the river.
Like, you would get people cutting through our backyard, opening up the fence gate, walking through, and none of them were from Port Hope. You could tell if they were local because they would say, "Hey, do you mind if we cut through to go through?" And yeah,
wow. Nate on YouTube here had a good comment. Why don't they make it a catch and release season?
Because I kind of need them. So here's the other thing. There's a great documentary on Netflix by Patagonia about wild salmon stocks. I wish I would have remembered. It's very interesting about stocking and how the numbers actually go down when you stock them because the wild fish are far superior. So here's the thing in Port Hope or in Lake Ontario. They stocked those salmon when I was a baby. And they were supposed to be able to control the population by how much they stock them, right? And this is kind of interesting fact. So they would never explode, right? The first time they came in, I remember, and there wasn't as many as there is now. There wasn't maybe 5% of what is now. So somewhere through the evolution of these fish, all of a sudden they start spawning themselves. They weren't supposed to do this. They were all this wasn't supposed to happen. And then they just the plague, right? Right. So it was made as like a put and take fishery so that we could have charter boats and we could deal with the LY problem, right? I guess they used to show up in the beach would be just full of dead LY.
Mm-hmm.
So the Chinooks were supposed to eat them up and we could control the levels. Well, after watching this documentary, I don't think that hatchery and stocking fish is exactly the right thing to do to these things because you can't control these populations because Mother Nature is a bitch and she'll do whatever she'd like. So somewhere in the 90s, these fish started spawning, right? Like they're down there and you know how they stock fish and they clip them?
Yep.
Yeah, see, Jason White, we were told they would never, ever reproduce. True fact. And Jason White probably knows more about that river than anybody in Port Hope. So sometime they started showing up. So they clip fins. You can tell when you catch a stock fish, right? If you catch, it's missing, usually it's adipose fin. All these wild fish start showing up. And not like a couple. And then there's more and more and more. And then some years, they're the river's black with them.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're spawning on their own and they're ruining the river, they're not supposed to spawn there, right? So they're changing the ecosystem, right? We don't have grizzly bears here eating all those carcasses way up in the river, right? Like they do in BC. We don't even. Well, we might have a couple black bears that figured this game out, but if you don't kill some of them, like a big number of them, 4 years from now in their life cycle, it'll be worse.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we need people to do it in a responsible way to harvest the fish in order to control their numbers because the government's lost control of these things.
No, they're not stocking anymore, right?
Oh yeah,
Just
all
the
that.
land.
So privately they're stocking Chinook salmon at Bowmanville and the charter boats, right? It doesn't make sense. Everybody should go to the Patagonia website or YouTube channel and watch. It's like it's got a really good name, like Fish something. It's an amazing documentary. Just an absolutely mind-blowing, and it kind of makes sense here. Like you can't control Mother Nature. You ever watch Jurassic Park when they're all females, and then Jeff Bloomgirl.
Here we go.
Hey, what's
Aluminum?
his name?
Jeff Aluminum?
Goldblum says life will find a way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's what happens with these Chinooks. So, they're not allowed to stock where the fish are naturally producing, Jason White says, which makes sense. And that's why we can't stock rainbow trout here.
I think they did browns. I think they do browns, and I'm not sure if they're still doing that Atlantic salmon.
Ashton CZ on YouTube, he says there's an idea. Get the Grizzlies on the Ganey to keep folks away.
Well,
that would work.
That'll do it.
Well, that's what we're missing from our equals. Like, I got a tattoo on my back, which is a Chinook salmon, and it's the circle of life. It's got bear paw on it and birds.
Is that your tramp stamp?
Yeah, it's on my shoulder though. But do you know what I mean? It recognizes the circle of life. We don't have anybody, we don't have a natural way to clean these animals up, right? It's good for the ecosystem. Like if you think about, in this documentary, I never thought about this. So the force is connected. Like we are benefiting from the salmon dying way up in the river. The soil is, the river, the nutrients, right?
Yep.
If we had bears in there that were carrying salmon into the woods, and that, do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like we're missing that part. We've kind of played God here with these Chinook salmon. And not only have we created a bit of like Mother Nature's nest, but we've created like a mess with people, right? There's no respect for these fish at all.
No.
Like it's really sad, but like Ryan was saying, I don't want people not to come, but we need to work on a solution for people to come and be responsible.
Sounds like bears really is the solution.
Yeah, where do we get a grizzly bear? That'd be that would be a great opening
show.
Let's plant a couple grizzlies.
We drive out to Alberta, right? There's 3 of us. We could probably get another 2 guys to come. We bring 5 grizzlies back, and we just let them go on the fish ladder.
Bush Nerd on YouTube says the movie that you're talking about is called Artificial.
Yes, it is. Great movie. I was very inspired by that movie, and it's basically in the movie it says that stocking is hurting. You won't even believe what they stock out west. It is mind-blowing. Billions of salmon.
Really?
And they're basically killing the wild fish. So it's kind of different here, but kind of like it makes like sense. I don't know.
All right, I think I got it figured out for you.
Hold on. Yeah. How many charter guys run out of Newcastle Hope? None this year in Port Hope, I don't believe. Not very many. Like not enough to deal with, really hitting the population. Like, yeah. I'm not sure how many charter boats.
I'm interested to hear what he's got to say here.
So Ian starts a bear breeding stocking facility somewhere in Port Hope.
Downtown.
And he releases them, and by survival of the fittest, that generation he needs to naturally, yeah. And then he runs for mayor.
I love it.
Win-win.
There you go. That's your manager.
I know. What do you remember when we saw the Bart the Bear at the Sportsman Show?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
We could have a grizzly. I seen a trained one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to the salmon thing. I hope that
Which way do you see it going?
Oh, they're gonna close it. I'll guarantee you they close it. Unless somehow I win the mayor race between now and tomorrow, they're gonna shut that river down. I hope they don't close the ramp down because I really like to go out and cast for them.
I think Mike Howard said something about it closing September 1st.
Tomorrow is the vote.
Oh, tomorr's the vote?
And they'll pass it unanimously.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so who's voting? Just town council?
Yeah, they'll play that video and they'll all be like, they're out.
They're out. Bye. That's it. See ya.
Yeah.
And then we're all out.
Which is a shame because I saw a lot of families and stuff.
That's the other thing, right? Like they're like, I'm very torn. Like, do you think if I became mayor, I could just go down there and ask people that I didn't want there who were causing problems to leave?
No, but you could have enforcement go down and do it.
They showed two areas.
Steven Seagal.
They showed
do you think I could be like Steven Seagal, who's like not only the mayor but he's the sheriff?
No. Not with a beard like that. We should trim it.
Yeah, I get one half.
I saw two situations. I saw the everybody lined up against the wall there,
Yeah.
and then there was another scene where there was people like actually on the river, upriver a bit, that
Yeah.
were totally social distancing. Could they
Yeah, but
not-
that's only because there was no fish up there. I went by Saturday morning and it was toe to toe, and I heard my phone blew up Saturday night, and they were like triple parked at the river. Like you couldn't drive a car down there.
Really? Huh?
Like that was nothing compared to the
They were
weekend.
talking in that video about wearing masks and stuff. Is it mandatory that you have to wear masks outside?
When social distancing is not a thing, yeah. It doesn't have to be just.
Oh, that's a good question.
Is that a law?
Yeah, it is.
You don't have to
Is it
wear
6 feet?
masks outside, but you still got to socially distance.
Yeah.
That's a good
6 foot.
question.
You wear masks.
see,
if
I don't know,
if
'cause I don't-
cannot socially. I think if those people had masks on, it wouldn't be such a big deal.
That would have went a long way for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, 'cause I
Todd
don't
Crowley,
watch the news.
if they close it, would it be only for the salmon season, or would it be in effect during the rainbow season? I believe the plan is to close it from like September 2nd to October 15th, and then they would reopen it, and you could float fish for trout because it doesn't get as many people. But we don't get any trout in Port Hope in the fall either, so I don't think it'll be that busy. But yeah, that's my understanding. Yep. Mark Elbeck. Yep. Enforcement in Canada is pathetic compared to the USA. Well, it is. That is true. We only have 193 game wardens the last time I looked into this, and that's if they're all on duty. But the town of Port Hope pays out of pocket themselves to train their Port Hope police so that the Port Hope police can give tickets. So
Yes.
Port Hope has enforcement, but
well, they should have been down there handing out tickets.
that costs the town more money, right?
It's not cheap.
And I believe it says in the Port Hope Police's contract, and this is just what I heard through the grapevine, that they only patrol the river on overtime.
Sure.
Right? They don't do it on flat time because they have to protect the citizens of Port Hope from the crime.
Grizzly bears. Soon.
That'd be a great. Do you think we could pull that off? On maybe we get on the National Geographics with a grizzly bear show.
Yeah, I mean it's a good idea. So
Bear.
It's a great
start breeding bears.
Bear King.
Bear King of
Bear
Port Hope.
King.
We'll get you 100 acres somewhere. And
100. Hey, we're gonna need more than that for bears.
Well, you're breeding them to release them in the Ganney.
That is true. Oh my God.
Jim
that'd be
Wilkinson said something kind of interesting here. He says we should do what they do at West and classify the Ganney as a special fishing area that requires an extra license unless you're a local.
So I'm fine with the parking. So here's the problem. If we do that, it's kind of like deer leases. If you start deer leases in Canada like they do in the States, it'll be so expensive for people to hunt because people who have lots of money will just lease everything.
Yeah,
if
but
you
no,
do, so
you
if-
have a license, you can go down there and
100%.
fish.
If you do a license in Port Hope, then the next 4 Mile Lake is going to be like, well, you got to have a license to fish here. And then the Causeway in Bridgenorth is going to be like, well, you can fish our Causeway. It's just $100 a year. So then you like outprice fishing for the guys who don't even have boats, and then you got to have 25 licenses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't work. Maybe here, and this is what I don't call it fear grizzlies. All right. Maybe we do like in BC where you got to buy a tag, right? Like so the big moneymaker in salmon fishing is females for roe, right? So what if we charge $10 a hen? So you can keep.
You're saying like just like you want to shoot a deer, you got to
tag.
a deer
Yeah,
tag,
right?
for
Like,
a salmon tag.
You can have as many female salmon as you want. You just have to have a tag for them.
Sure.
Right?
Why not?
$10 a tag, right?
Why not?
And the M&R makes some money, right? That's a fair idea, right? If you want to kill 100
They
of
should
them,
do that with all fish, right? They should do that with all fish. You buy your license, but if you want to keep, you got to buy the tag.
Yeah.
That allows you to keep your limit for that day.
That means we as tournament guys would have to get, because we're keeping them for a little bit.
Why not?
Right?
Why not?
I don't know what the answer is, but Jeff Lee's made a good point that he's saying that he didn't care if it was a normal year. I get this is a different year, and my vote would be to shut it down. My other vote would be when I become mayor, in between Peter Street, I believe it is, where the Canadian Tire used to be, and the liquor store. Is that Mill Street, Woody? Ontario? You know where I'm talking?
I do. Yeah, I can't think of it.
That should be a sanctuary in between there. Those steps and that bottleneck situation is where most of the problems happen with the snagging and the poaching. I think that should be a sanctuary. I would take that right out of the question. They let those fish get a little farther up with a little deeper water so that they can actually make it through, which would spread the people out, right? I've thought since I was a kid
that's a great idea.
I stopped when I used to fish down there when I was a young teen, and there became a point as maybe a 14 or 15-year-old that I ethically stopped fishing there because I didn't think it was right, and I haven't fished there since. Right? It was just not, it didn't feel right how to fishing.
There's got to be some sport to it.
There was no sport to it, and
it's the flossing section.
It is, and when you spend most of your day trying to get hooks out of fish's back or breaking fish off because you don't want to fight a foul fish.
Yep.
If you're getting more hookups that way than you are in the mouth, and I stopped fishing there. Right, and if it blows my mind that I could make a moral choice as a young teenager, and you see old people down there who've been doing it for 20 years and they still don't get it. It's not a harvest, right?
Well, here's my question to you.
Yeah.
Just to run some numbers, we have about 125 days in the summer that are good weather. About that, right? So let's say for an enforcement sake, you had 2 bodies and you got to police this thing 24 hours a day, or people figure out when they can go and when they can't.
Yeah.
Paid duty is around, on average, $200 an hour.
Okay.
So 125 days for 2 bodies for 24-hour coverage at $200 an hour.
Yep.
$1.2 million.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to pay for that, and it shouldn't be the taxpayers here.
No.
So how many anglers do you think show up and fish the Ganny in a
I don't know.
season?
Jason White, how many anglers do you think show up and fish the Ganny? He'd have a better guess. It's a lot.
I got a great comment from CR Fishing on YouTube here. If you want to fish the river, you got to go down that steep road leading to the river in a soapbox. If you make it down still walking, you can fish.
I remember that soapbox.
You remember when they used to do it down in the main drag?
Yeah, does it not happen anymore? The Big
I
Brothers.
don't think so. Yeah, the Big Brothers used to do it. That was super cool.
Yeah, I'm sure
that's funny.
The liability for that.
Hey, when you're mayor, that's coming in.
Yeah.
I would bring that back in a second.
Hey,
I'm still trying to wrap my head around this tag thing. I think it would.
So basically,
because all those people could still go buy their tag and still not social distance and still
I'm
on top of each other.
I'm not running for mayor for 10 years, Mark. So
Yeah.
I'm fishing at 10 years. So basically, you get a stamp, like your duck stamp, right? You go to the post office, you're the drugstore, and you buy your hen stamp. I would you can still have your 5 males because there's no reason to keep a male, right? Only for food. Right? There's nobody would ever pay for a male salmon tag.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you can keep your limit of male salmon all you want because those fish are being ate. You would just charge for the females that had the roe that were you're basically selling bait. The Ontario government would sell bait.
Yep.
Right? And if you didn't have so you land your female salmon, right? And you got to take that fish. If you're taking that thing home, you have to have your stamp with it filled out saying Mark Hunter, September 3rd, fish, whatever, and then it's over. That stamp's used, and if you'd like to get another one, it's another $10.
Yep, but you can still fish, catch, and release.
You can fish for males. You can't, right? You could still let them go.
Yep.
You just can't harvest that fish. But in BC, because the salmon stocks are so bad, they do it the opposite, where they issue one tag for you can only keep one fish in certain areas the whole year. In some areas, you can't keep any. We would just do it in reverse because we have so many. We could sell somebody 100 tags.
And there's only really a handful or so, maybe 2 handfuls of towns that this affects that have these tributaries, correct?
Yeah. So the Gandy's the major problem because it's the most popular one.
Yeah.
So here's the other thing. When we're selling tags, and maybe I could make it in my in Port Hope that we can sell our own tags because maybe there are fish. I don't know if that'd work, but listen, if you don't, let's say I hire these 2 people at $1 million and whatever to do these 125 days. If he goes down there and you're kill a female salmon or you got one and leave it on the bank, $100,000 fine.
Oh yeah, the fine's got to be huge.
Oh yeah.
Like no $1,500. And not only do we use this money to, like if they would go down there. So here's
What do you do the math for the 30 days that the people are actually down there?
So here's the thing:
125?
the MNR has to back down. Like, so we get into another problem here. The MNR has no money to take anybody to court and win, right? So we need to make these signs so stiff that, like, if you go down there and you get
120,000.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you went down there right now, when I was a kid, there was like this threat that if you got caught snagging, they're going to come take your house. Right? Like,
yeah.
But that's not a real thing. If you got caught snagging, you would go and you would show up to court and they wouldn't fight you. You'd probably get off. Right? They give you all your fishing rods back. It's like an empty threat. But let's say you, next Saturday, we went down there, and we're not talking COVID times here. Anybody who's still watching this. What if you gave out a $20,000 fine, took somebody's car? Right? Because the car was part of the crime. You had to drive, like a drug charge, right? If you get caught with a kilo of coke, you lose the car that the kilo of coke was in because it's part of the charge, right? If you bought your house with drug money, you lose that, right?
Proceeds of crime. Yeah.
So in legally terms, and this is a you can only have your possession limit and row in your house, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you're allowed 6 females. So you can have what's estimated to be 6 females worth of salmon roe in your house. 4,500 eggs of fish, right? I can guarantee you there's a huge amount of people who got way more roe in their freezers than that. So go in and, you guys got too many salmon, right? Write the ticket, look at the guy's driver's license, and go to his house and see what he has in his freezer. Now, the house is part of the crime because the house has got the goods in it. If you busted 2 or 3 people this way and really enforced the law, it'd end. It'd be over.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And not only do we do that, but you share the information of who this was.
You out him.
Well, you got to.
Right? Yeah, like that's the only that's the
That's
answer
what they
to
did with drinking and driving, right? They started printing these people's names.
I saw a thing one time when the MNR is guy got busted for shooting turkeys out a car window with a rifle. One of them had a PAL.
Shooting turkeys with a rifle.
Yeah, they got busted. It was on an MNR post. I read this thing. It was ridiculous.
With a rifle?
Yeah, with like a 308 trying to shoot them or something crazy. No driver's license, blah, blah, blah. And the fine was between the 3 of them was $1,700 and 1 year ban on their hunting license.
Yeah, that's
a little light.
Fine should be real stiff.
Hey, how much? Somebody who shot a moose out the car window, the fine should be $1 million. That should be like a ruin your life offense. Yeah, I don't know that you should go to jail for 30 years and really ruin your life, but just make the fine so stiff that you're screwed.
That you don't want to do.
You don't want to do it. And then as soon as the rumor gets around that, right, like I can see why the MNR doesn't fight every case in court. So stiffen up the rules, charge someone and go and spend all our hard tax money, license money, fighting them, and then post about it. Right? It didn't make every national news if somebody had to pay $1 million over a moose.
Sure it would.
You think you get 7,200 people in that 30-day span?
Probably.
On the Ganny? $40 a head would cover the $288,000 required for 24-hour coverage.
There you go.
If they went through there and handed out even $1,000 fine for it,
and then the people that don't have those tags, and you got revenue from those fines as well.
I don't know how. Like it is doable. Ian 2029.
2020.
Mayor West.
That'd be all right.
Jim Wilkinson's got a question for you.
Yeah,
he says he watched a guy the other night right at the boat launch have 6 freezer bags full of eggs and was just giving the fish away to whoever. What are your thoughts?
That's illegal. That's $100,000 fine in my books.
Yeah.
That's it. That if they would have wrote that guy that ticket, went to the handcuffed him, took his picture, right? Took him to jail for the night, and then they got the best lawyers possible and made sure that bugger paid. It'd be over. this whole, maybe not the 2020 COVID thing, but for the future, it'd be over.
Put his face on a billboard as you're driving in town.
Can't fish here.
Or in a milk crate or milk carton.
What do you think you need to do to lose your like?
Yeah, that sucks. There's no classic this year. I got to be on that milk carton for another year.
Do you think that they should be able to take somebody's license for life? 10 years?
If it's bad enough, sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Or repeat offenders, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like, is there? Maybe that's what we need. So when we went to Texas, Texas is a 3-strike state. Three felonies and life in jail.
And they shoot you, yeah.
Right? Like, basically, if you got caught with, if you went to Roseneath 3 times to buy marijuana and they caught you, life in prison. Why isn't it that 3 charges in the hunting and fishing world, lose your license? Right? Poach 2 animals and, keep that many row. You don't have a right to fish.
Right.
You don't have the privilege. Sorry, my mistake. You don't have the privilege to fish.
That's a good word for it.
Or you don't have the privilege to hunt. Right? You see all kinds of guys who pull stupid tricks and then they lose their gun license, but then they can still go buy a crossbow. Right?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, accountability maybe is the word I'm looking for. You either got to pay or you got to and buy your salmon tag, or you got to follow the rules.
No,
or you got to pay.
It should be 2 strikes anyways.
2?
2 strikes.
Well, it's baseball. 3.
Yeah, I
2
think
strikes.
I think 2 for the natural resource is good
2
enough.
strikes.
No.
If you get busted with something and you're stupid enough to do it again, you have 0 respect. Why give him a 3rd?
I was just trying to be nice with 3.
Mayor of this town can't be nice.
No.
Okay.
That's it.
Free skating on Saturdays, salmon tags, and we're going to clean this mess up in 2029. We're going to make Port Hope great again.
Right. Thump 2029.
Thump. You final thought, Mark?
Oh, we're doing that already?
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock.
Okay. I've seen it 100 times. Probably more than that. Young ladies that are part of these fishing groups and stuff that are holding fish, and guys and whoever you are, trolls or whatever, jumping on these young ladies saying you didn't catch that, you're holding your boyfriend's fish. Well, let me tell you something. I know a lot of young ladies out there that could kick your butt at fishing, and show them some respect, just like you do with your fellow angler. Don't be a dick. That's mine.
That's a good one.
I've seen it. It happens way too much.
Yeah, that's not fair. There's lots of great women hunter and fisher out there. And you know what? They're going to inspire the next generation of young girls to get out there. So, stop.
Yeah.
Just be nice to everybody.
Yeah,
Not even
nice.
just the girls. Just be nice to everybody.
Absolutely.
Sean, you got one?
Yeah, sure. If you're fishing the shore, doesn't matter what shore, pick up your shit.
That's a good one.
Right?
Yeah.
Thanks to Mike Howard for putting in the overtime there and filling a bag.
Yeah.
Right.
Good work, Mike Howard. That was super good. What do you got? Something awesome?
Looking for someone that's got some breedable bears. For a new idea. And if you want to reach out to me, you can just link me at WoodySK3.
We need bears and TV money.
Throw that up there for you so you know. Looking for a breeding pair of bears.
And an F-18. Remember that time we tried to buy that F-18? We really need that TV show. That's not my final thought, but let's get on that. That'd be a ton of fun. My final thought.
Grizzly bears.
I was actually thinking about those. I should ask my mom one time about grizzly bears, but that's a next week's show. My final thought is: be respectful. Like if you see somebody doing something bad in the outdoors, try to solve a way. The only way, we're probably not getting steep fines. Woody's probably got a 38% chance of getting a grizzly bear. The only way this is realistically going to change is that if everybody took the time to explain to somebody who was breaking those laws why it's important not to. In today's day and age, in 2020, the world's really changing, not in a good way. it is possible that someday that you can't fish in towns. There's someday that you can't hunt on public lands in Ontario, right? And they're like it's kind of like everybody who's listening to this, it'd be like, oh, you're crazy, it'll never happen again. Well, I can remember going to parties with my parents in the early 90s where guys who worked at GM were like, they'll never stop building cars in Oshawa, right? We're going to milk this for everything they got. And there's lots of people I went to, I knew with my grandfather who worked at GE in Peterborough. And that place isn't open either. So if you think that something like this can't be taken away from us, it's people giving the bad rap that affects us who really care, right? And for all joking aside, you if you watch Meat Eater on Netflix, and he is a super awesome guy, and that should trickle down. Like everybody should inspire to be as good as Steve Rinella.
Absolutely.
Right? I don't know Steve personally. I've never spoken to him, but everybody should strive to be that guy.
And a Jimmy Park.
And in a Jimmy Park, right? And be an example. And you know, I really, Steve Rinella is one of my heroes. He's the way he talks about the outdoors inspires me to not only be a better outdoorsman, but be a better person.
Mm-hmm.
Right? To think about what you're doing, to make moral choices, but importantly, not to make my moral choice your moral choice. That's what he's teaching you, right? There's just, I don't think that somebody shouldn't kill a salmon. If you want to eat it and you want to use those ropes, go right ahead. If you want to shoot a small buck, go right ahead. Everybody needs to make their moral decision, but to share why that moral position is, right? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like
100%.
It's really, so if you watch The Meat Eater, I think that every outdoorsman should inspire to be like that man. Maybe not exactly like that man, but to take in what he's talking about. In joking aside, right now, I think that people, you should, when you're laying in bed tonight, think about, how could I make the hunting and fishing world that much better? Because that much better seems like a very small piece until we all do it, and it's that much better. And then it's that much better. And then it's that much better. Right? I explain to locals all the time why it's important we have these salmon. Why it's really important that we fish. Right? I explain to people, why would you ever want to go hunting? Well, this is why I like to go hunting. I like being outside. I like watching the sun come up. I like missing turkeys with my bow.
You're good at it.
I am awesome, right?
You're one of the best. You'd be the mayor of missing turkey.
I would be. It is very, very important that each of us inspire somebody else, because we'll never get anywhere if we don't. Watch The Meat Eater, and then go be Steve Rinella. Thank you very much for tuning in. And I can't tell you how excited I am that August is over. I can't tell you guys all how much we all appreciate you guys tuning in and making comments.
Big time.
Mm-hmm. And you know, I really, really appreciate you all. I'm done for the night. We will see you in 2 weeks, and we will have made the outdoors this much better. But we need your help.